I'll sit up. Good morning.
Good morning. I've drunk half my coffee already.
Well, it's 7:25. This is still technically early, isn't it? Anyway, this is not a normal razzmatazz start.
Razzmatazz!
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday.
It is. And we know we're still in launch week of the Digital Circus. So a huge thank you to everyone who's joined us at the Digital Circus. We are going to be talking a bit more about that in a moment, aren't we, as always. If you're not quite sure what it is, go and check it out, www.thedigitalcircus.co.uk. I know. Pizzazzy.
So yesterday we had a little delivery on the doorstep, which was appreciated. Our very good friend Michelle. We love you, Michelle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, Michelle, John and boys. It was Michelle brought it round, but I believe
Michelle dropped it round.
Yeah.
Delivery from Michelle.
You've got to make sure you thank everyone.
Thanks to everyone in the Whitmarsh house. Dropped off 2 boxes of Cronuts and a card to say well done for the launch of the Digital Circus.
Yeah, we did have a real first world issue because the 2 boxes equaled 6 and there's 5 in our family. It was quite simple. We cut the 6th one in half and had half each.
They just didn't know.
The kids didn't even know about the 6th one. They're young enough, we can get away with that.
Should Cronuts be a thing? Now,
what's a cronut?
Well, it's a cross between
Well, don't tell me I know. No one else might know.
A croissant and a donut. I mean, they are delicious, but then the whole conversation we had the other day about pineapple Jaffa cakes and whether they should be a thing.
Look, so I think a cronut's an irrelevant conversation whether it should exist or not because it was absolutely tasty and gorgeous. And I didn't really see a heavy emphasis on croissant, if I'm honest. I saw donut, ring donut, covered in goodness. That's all I tasted and saw.
And they were good.
Yeah, they were good. I'm sure they were like 10,000 calories a cronut. But yeah, the croissant part didn't... Did
you not see the layers?
What, as I inhaled it? No, I did not see the layers as I inhaled it. No, I inspected. I'm not subtle, right? So even when it comes to eating, I'm not subtle. So I inhaled my donut. No, I did not inspect the layers.
You don't have a subtle palate at all, do you? You like bold flavours. It's
not about bold flavours, shoveling it in your mouth, is it? That's about shoveling it in your mouth. But yes, you're right. I like bold flavours. I'm on the cam. I'm a heathen. Oh, Mrs. Robin's on the tree.
Oh, lovely.
We got told off by our daughter, rightfully so, for saying Mr. Robin about 3 years ago. And she said, how do you know that? It could be a Mrs. Robin. And you went, you're right, Lydia Rose, it could be a Mrs. Robin because we haven't checked what the difference between a Mr. and Mrs. is. So forever from now on, it's been Mrs. Robin.
But we have a Mr. Robin in the garden as well. We've got a couple of Robins.
We have a couple of Robins.
That's a proper babble today, isn't it?
No, I know, but we did have a more kind of online presency point to...
We did. So we did a live.
I did wonder, I was sitting there thinking, Emily is proper baffling. And I was...
Baffling or babbling?
Oh, babbling. But...
we did a Facebook Live last night onto our page. If you've been following us this week, you'll see us on your screens a lot at the moment because obviously we are in launch mode. And we were...
What are we launching? The Digital Circus.
And we were talking to the people who were watching us yesterday about not being afraid to do what you want to do and not being told what others should do. So we...
do you want me to tell a very honest story that I don't know if I've ever said to anyone other than you?
Crack on.
Because it is linked into it. So I don't know why, right? I don't know why I am the way I am, and I don't know why Emily's the way she is. But one of the decisions, and you guys obviously, but one of the decisions I made quite early on is that I wanted people to remember me. I don't know why. I don't even remember why I made that decision. And normally I can remember everything like that. And that transcends to everything, whether I'm in a shop, and I try to do it just by being nice and friendly, right? It's not like I sing in Tesco's, it's not like that. But I try to do it by being nice and friendly. So when we started our own businesses, we felt it was important that that thing that was just in me for some reason kind of transcended into our businesses because surely we want people to remember us in our business. And this, what Emily's going to tell a story about now, is exactly that, right? Exactly that. It's about trying to be memorable.
Was that it?
Yeah, I lost my track. Go, tell the story.
Flipping hell.
Flipping hell. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't worthy of a flipping hell.
But that's it. It's what is your point of difference, and what do you want to do in your business to be remembered? So the light's gone out.
The light's gone out.
So we talk about how we interact on Instagram quite a lot, and we've said several times now that we do a lot of voice messages to our new followers. And it's just a nice thing to do. It gives us a little bit of chit chat between us and our followers who may not have known of us beforehand. It puts some human element to what we are doing, and they realise that we are taking a two-way interest. You know, it's a two-way in what they're doing as well as what we're doing. And in April, we were talking about this yesterday, and I can't believe Alan actually found it and pressed.
Well, you know what? It took me, and this is the joys of technology, it took me about 3 seconds to find this message where we didn't know we couldn't remember what they were called, and we couldn't remember when it was. But I thought, well, let me type sing into search on my Instagram search, and it was there.
So we got a following from a singing coach, and the singing coach, like everyone else, she was just looking at exploring her online presence, and thank you for the follow. And then Alan has had this lifelong ambition to want to have singing lessons.
A lifelong ambition to want to have singing lessons. I fancy a singing lesson because I quite enjoy singing, but I'm not very good at it.
He has a long list of things that he wants, or like this rider of things that he wants, and they're all singing lessons is not far removed, but he's like, he wants a DeLorean, he wants to jump out of an airplane.
Excuse me, just for the record, I don't want a DeLorean. I've never wanted one, but I know the principles sound.
Whatever.
It's my list.
And this singing coach came on, and Alan felt that suddenly went, I feel like I need to sing to you. And we're like, do we sing to a singing coach? This is going to be really embarrassing.
It was 8:20 in the evening, and we'd had a glass of wine. Key part here.
So out of that, we thought it would be a good idea to hit the record button on the Messenger and sing Memories from Cats, like 2 verses, maybe a chorus as well. It went on, and it was hilarious. Well,
no, it was funny for us. We just have to remember this.
We said press send, and I was like, why did we just do that?
Well, there was an element of that, but there's some other parts, because I don't know, I've talked about this before, I don't hear words, so I don't know the lyrics to many songs, but for whatever reason I know the lyrics to Memory and a couple of Oasis songs, and that's probably about it. And so we had to find some, because Emily knows the lyrics to everything, so we had to find a song that we both knew.
It is like my party trick, isn't it?
But it was one of those, we had to, we went from, why don't we do that, to doing it, and then go, why did we do that?
But anyway, getting back to the point is, it broke the ice, and it got a conversation going with a singing coach, which this made it. We probably have at that point made us stand out in that day of something that's different to other people that she may have followed on that particular day. And I thought you were like,
no, I was just
point being, that's not necessarily the most professional thing to do. That's not the most business thing you should do. But it felt natural to us.
I wouldn't say professional or business, but I'd say I don't think that's in a book somewhere on how to run a business. But you're right. It was just something a little bit different. It made us smile, and sometimes that's half the battle when you're stressed and busy. The way she replied, it made her smile. She told us, and sometimes it's just as simple as that. So the point today really is. What can you do just to be a little bit different, a little bit stand out, a little bit more memorable, And that is it, because we're all running our businesses, and it is based on being remembered.
And I think it also goes into what we talked about, values before as well, and what your business values are and what your values are. And if being fun and memorable is something that you want as part of your values, then absolutely you should stick to what you want to do and not do what other people think that you should do.
I think one last line, if that's okay. There's a big wave of young entrepreneurs, and I'm generalising because I don't really know what you meant to call them.
Are they all the ones that drive their really fast cars, like their Bitcoin millionaires?
No, not at all. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about young people in their late teens, early 20s, starting businesses. And there was a fab sponsored video. The kids are killing each other. There was a fab sponsored video about these content creators. I can't remember what they're called. And they had this amazing video with tanks and blowing stuff up. And it's like you never would have seen that 5 years ago. But these kind of 20-year-olds, I'm sorry, I don't know what to call you 20-year-olds, who are starting their own businesses, are genuinely bucking the trend. Us older people should be looking at these younger people to really try and think outside the box. Right, let's leave it there, because this is a slightly waffly vlog. But the Digital Circus is live. And the kids right, thanks everyone. Bye.